Hi children, welcome to Physics Medicine channel by Pradap Naidu. Now our topic is motion in a straight line. See, this is a part of kinematics. You know what is kinematics? Kinematics is a branch of physics that deals with motion of bodies. Okay. So now, what is motion in a straight line? How many types of motion are there? A body can move on curved lines like this. Is this a straight line motion? It is not a straight line motion. It is known as a curvilinear motion because it is a line, but it is a curved line. So you can call it as curvilinear motion. It is a curvilinear motion. Okay. And another body, let us consider another body which is moving like this, in a zigzag manner, in a straight line like this. Okay, like this. This type of motion is known as rectilinear motion. This is known as rectilinear motion. This is known as a rectilinear motion. So here the motion is along straight lines. There are no curves anywhere here. So now we are dealing. Our chapter involves motion in a straight line. In a straight line like this. So not in a zigzag manner. Here directions does not change. The particle has only one chance. It can move only on this straight line like this. Either rightwards it can move or it can move leftwards. Either rightwards or leftwards it can move. So there are only two possible directions, whether it is rightwards or it is leftwards. So yes, we are going to deal such type of motion in our chapter motion in a straight line. Okay. So before going to motion in a straight line, let us start with a few basics. One is rest. The second one is motion. Okay. Now what is rest and what is motion? How can we define rest and how can we define motion? How can we define rest and how can we define motion? If a body does not change its position with respect to surroundings, then the body is said to be rest. If the body does not change its position with respect to its surroundings, then the body is said to be rest. Then what is motion? If the body changes its position with respect to its surroundings with the time, then the body is said to be in motion. And here one question is, are rest and motion absolute quantities? Absolute quantities means what? Absolute quantities are the quantities which does not depend on situation. Okay. Always they are absolute. So there are two types of quantities here, absolute quantities and relative quantities. What are relative quantities? Those quantities which depend upon the situation, which varies upon the situation. Such physical quantities they are called as relative physical quantities. Now let us compare them. Rest and motion, they are absolute physical quantities or relative physical quantities. See, let me give one example here. See, A, B and C. Here A is a dacoit, A is a smuggler, B is intelligence agency personnel, C is also intelligence agency personnel. Both these are assigned to catch A here. So B is following this dacoit A, the smuggler A. Similarly, C is also following. Now here, this dacoit, he is sitting in a train. He is trying to go run away. He is sitting in a train. He don't know that he is the intelligence person here. This person is following him. Now see, now this train is in rest. C is standing on the platform. from high command, from their commanding agency, C got a phone call. They are asking C, what is A doing? A is in rest or in motion? What he will answer? Because train is not moving here, the position of A with respect to C is not changing. A is always in front of C only. He is watching, standing on the platform like this, and he is observing A here. See, his position is not changing. So what he tells them that A is in rest, he is not in motion. They make a phone call to B, and they also ask B if A is in rest or motion. B is saying he is in front of me only, he is not moving, he is in rest. Now the train starts moving here. Train is in motion now. Now C got a phone call, whether regarding if A is moving or not. What C will answer, tell me? Yes, this train is moving, position of A will be changing with respect to C. Therefore, C answers A is in motion. Then what about B also receives phone call from high command? Then he will answer, no, A is not moving. Whom they have to believe? They have to believe C or they have to believe B here. Two agents are there, B and C are intelligence agents, and A is smuggler. Whom they have to believe? No, they have to believe C or they have to believe B. Previously, both of them told that A is in rest only. Now they have, one person is telling that A is moving, but B is telling that C is in rest. So that is the thing. See, B is saying that A is in rest. At the same time, C is telling that A is in motion. How it is possible? Either A can be in state of rest or in state of motion. Either one thing is possible at a time. Simultaneously, it cannot be in rest or it cannot be in a state of motion. It is not possible. So what does it mean here? It can be revealed that rest and motion, they are not absolute quantities. See, this is A is in rest with respect to B and A is in motion with respect to C. What does it mean? Depends on the observer. Depends on the observer. So rest and motion depends on observer. So that is, it is depending on observer means it is not absolute quantity. Absolute means what? Everybody should say that it is in rest only. If it is in rest, it is in rest. If everybody at any instant of time, if they are telling it is in rest, means what? It is absolute quantity. Okay, here no chance of any contradictions. But at the same time, this one is telling that this is in rest, this one is telling that this is in motion. That is the case here. So in this case, what can be revealed here? Rest and motion, they are not absolute physical quantities, they are relative physical quantities, right? Yes. Next. So our intention is to study the motion of a body along a straight line. How you will study? So here, you know, physics is the science of measurements. Physics can measure anything. So we are studying motion of a body means what? We are going to measure some physical quantities regarding motion. And what are those physical quantities? So regarding the study of motion, we have to measure some physical quantities. Let us see what are those physical quantities. I will introduce the physical quantities one by one. The first one is distance and displacement. Distance is designated by small s, and displacement, it is designated by capital S. So what is the distance and displacement? Let us compare here. See, let us consider 2 points. This is A, this is B here. A particle moves from A to B like this. Some point C by a point C. A particle, it moves from A to B by a point C like this. Okay. This is the actual path traversed by the body. The body moves on this path. So this is actual path. Okay. Then what is the distance? Let us see. Distance, yes. It is the length of actual path. It is the length of actual path. What is the distance? Distance is nothing but the length of this path. Okay? It is the length of actual path. Next 2. Okay. Is there any specific direction for this path here? Can you say that the person is moving in one particular direction? Is there any chance? Suppose your friend is moving on this road like this, and we make a phone call to him and we ask him in which direction you are moving. At one instant he says he is moving in this direction, and in this instant he moves in this direction, at this instant in this direction, at this position in this direction. See, he is telling us different directions. That means he is not moving in a specific direction. So distance is not having any specific direction. No specific direction. No specific direction. Okay, it is no specific direction. So what does it mean? It is having magnitude. Yes, it is having magnitude. Yes. It is having direction, specific direction. It is not having specific direction, no specific direction. So it is having only magnitude. Length of the path means it is having magnitude, and it is not having any direction here. So it is a scalar quantity. What is the distance? Distance is a scalar quantity. What is a scalar quantity? A physical quantity which is having only magnitude but no direction. It is known as scalar quantity. So distance, since it is having magnitude and it is not having a specific direction, it is a scalar quantity. Right? Next. So what do you know? Next one is the displacement. So displacement, capital S. So what is displacement? Displacement is defined as the shortest distance between initial and final points. So what is initial point here? A. Final point is B. So what is the shortest distance between 2 points? It is nothing but the straight line joining the 2 points. It is only the possible shortest distance between the 2 given points here. So what is the displacement? Displacement, shortest distance between initial and final points. Shortest distance between initial and final positions. Okay. Next. Specific direction is there for displacement line. See, we are drawing a straight line from initial point to final point. In how many directions we are drawing? See, if anybody asks us to draw this line is having different directions at different points. But this is a straight line. We can draw starting from this point. We are drawing a straight line in one single direction. What does it mean? Displacement is having specific direction. Suppose this person is moving on this actual length of the path starting from point A. If he moves like this and goes like this, what we can say about his displacement? Yes, he is starting from A and finally he is reaching this point B. He is moving, his displacement is from A to B. He is moving from B to A position or A to B position? A to B position. So displacement is having one specific direction. It has a specific direction. It has a specific direction. From where? From initial to final position is having specific direction from initial to final position. So in this way, direction is in this way. You can put arrow mark here like this. So it is having magnitude. Yes, it is having magnitude. What is magnitude? Magnitude here, the length of this straight line joining these 2 points. It is the magnitude of displacement. The length of the straight line joining these 2 points. It is the magnitude of the displacement. What is the direction then? Yes, it has specific direction from initial to final positions. So displacement is having both magnitude as well as directions. So displacement is a vector quantity. It is a vector quantity. Displacement is a vector quantity. While distance is a scalar quantity, displacement is a vector. See, let us compare here once. So what is distance? Length of actual path. So this is the actual path. Then what is the displacement here? It is the shortest distance between initial and final points. Okay? Or we can say it is the length of straight line joining initial point to final point. So here this is not having specific direction, it is having specific direction from initial position to final position. Here it is having magnitude, there also it is having magnitude. What is magnitude here? The length of this line is magnitude in this case. The length of this straight line is magnitude in this case. Here it is a scalar quantity because there are many directions here, many possible directions are there. Here only one possible direction is there. In this direction, this displacement is from initial point towards final point. So it is a scalar quantity, while that one is a vector quantity, right? Then what about distance here? One more. Distance, if a particle moves from one place to another place, distance can be always positive. Always positive. If a body moves from one place to another place, we can say it has moved through a distance of 1 meter, 2 meters, 3 meters, 5 meters, 10 meters like that. So always it is positive. We cannot say the distance moved by the particle moved a distance of -2 meters, -10 meters. We cannot tell. So always the distance is positive. Why we cannot tell? Because if a particle moves means it moves on some length here, it moves on some path, and that path is having some finite value of length. So it is always positive. And what in the case of this displacement here? Displacement can be positive, negative, or zero. Suppose, see here in this case, the particle moves from A to B, and this is along positive x-axis. Suppose this is along positive x-axis, and we consider this direction as positive. And suppose this distance is 5 meters. In this case, what is the displacement? Plus 5 meters, because the distance we are considering it as positive. Suppose if the particle returns from B to A, in this case the displacement is negative, because we considered this direction as positive. If one direction is positive, its opposite direction will be negative. So got it? So in this case, so for displacement, positive is there, negative is there, as well as a zero displacement is also there. Suppose if a particle starts from A, moves to B, again comes back to A, then by definition of displacement, what is displacement here? It is the shortest distance joining initial point and final points. What is the initial point in this case? If the particle starts from A, goes to B, and comes back to A is the initial point, A is the final point. So the distance between A and A is 0. So here positive is possible, negative is possible, as well as a 0 is also possible. So displacement can be of positive, negative and 0, while distance is only positive. Got it? Okay. Next one is, let us compare here. Which is greater? Distance or displacement? Let us compare. Displacement and distance. So we are considering the magnitude of displacement here and distance. Yes, because distance is not having any specific direction, no need to put any. It is always positive, so no need to take any. It's modulus. So now tell me which symbol shall I keep here? Greater than, equal to, or less than? Now tell me, suppose a particle moves from A to B like this. So which line, the length of which line is greater here? Distance line is greater. Displacement line is the shortest. Okay, no? So displacement is always less than distance here. Displacement is always less than distance because it is the only possible shortest distance between initial and final points. No other curve. Even if you draw a curve close to this one also, this straight line is the only shortest possible thing here. So displacement is always less than distance only. So this is okay, this is right. Next question. Then displacement can be greater than distance. Is it possible? Because displacement is always a straight line and a distance, it is a curved line here. So distance, the distance path is always greater than displacement. So displacement is greater than distance is not possible. So this is not possible. This is not possible. Then displacement, magnitude of displacement and magnitude of distance, both of them are equal to simple chances there are. Let us check here. If the actual path is the straight line joining initial and final points, if this line itself is the actual path, then it is possible. Because here, yes, the distance line is the shortest line as well as the displacement is also shortest line here. So the distance path and the displacement path, both of them are overlapped on one another. So both of them are same here. So the particle can move on any line other than this straight line. In that case, distance is always greater than displacement. But one possibility is there where if the particle moves along the straight line joining initial and final points, then in this case distance is equal to displacement. So here this is also possible here. So displacement is less than or equal to distance. What is the chance we are having here? So displacement is less than or equal to distance. Okay, go down. Right. So next, so tell me, when distance displacement, otherwise when displacement is less than distance and when displacement is equal to distance, when if a particle moves from initial position to final points not along the straight line joining initial and final points, then in that case displacement is less than distance, because displacement is the length of the straight line and distance is the length of actual path, which is not a straight line. So in this case displacement is less than distance. When displacement is equal to distance, if the actual path also coincides with this displacement line, in this case both the displacement line as well as actual path length line, both of them are coinciding here. See, the red dot line is displacement line, The black line is actual path line. So both of them are coinciding here. So in this case, displacement is equal to distance. So when the particle moves along a straight line, should keep this point in mind. When the particle moves along a straight line, then moves along a straight line in one direction, then displacement is equal to distance. So if a particle if the motion is along a straight line, see, look at our chapter, motion in a straight line. If the motion is along a straight line, then in this case, distance and displacement magnitudes are same. See here, what I wrote in the bracket, in one direction. Here, if the particle starts from A, goes to B, comes back to A, suppose, in this case, what is displacement? Displacement capital S equal to 0. Then what is the distance? Distance S equal to AB plus AB, that equal to 2AB. This much. So here, distance, displacement, both of them are not equal. So distance, displacement is not equal to distance. But the motion is along a straight line only, no? Is it not a motion in a straight line? It is a motion in a straight line. So simply we cannot say that if motion is along a straight line, then displacement is equal to displacement is equal to distance. We cannot tell. There is one condition, that it must be motion along a straight line only, but the particle should not return back. It should be its motion should be in one direction. It should go in that way, or either it should come in this way. Both things are not possible here. Suppose it has to move like this. So this is the example here. If it goes back again like this, in this case what happened? Displacement is 0, but distance is the length of actual path from A to B path length plus B to A path length. So distance length equal to 2AB. Distance length equal to 2AB and displacement equal to 0. So motion along a straight line is not simply enough. Motion in a straight line in one direction. So direction should not change. The body should not move back like this. It should be moving from initial point to final point. It should be moving in one particular direction in a straight line. Then only displacement is equal to distance in magnitude. Right? Yes. Now, let us take an example here. Suppose a particle moves 3 meters towards right, 3 meters towards east, and 4 meters towards north. In this case, distance equal to how much? And displacement equal to how much? So tell me first, what is distance? So, what is the distance? Distance is nothing but, suppose this is initial point A, this is the final point B. So what is the distance? What do we know from definition of distance? Distance, it is the length of actual path. What is actual path here? This line is actual path, this line is actual path. So these two lines combined, it is actual path. So the length of this line gives us the length of the distance, magnitude of distance by definition. So what is distance here? 3 meters plus 4 meters, that equal to 7 meters. So distance equal to 7 meters. Then what about displacement? What about displacement? Shortest distance between initial and final points. What is the shortest distance between initial and final points here? Let us draw It is nothing but the length of the straight line joining initial and final points. So displacement equal to what here? Displacement equal to length of straight line AB. How you will get that one? Tell me. So what you will do? AB equal to, since this is a right angle triangle, what you will do? AB equal to root of, let it be some C, root of AC square plus BC square. Okay, this is equal to root of, what is AC? 3 square plus BC is 4 square, that equal to root of 25, that equal to 5 meters. We will say this is 5 meters. So displacement is 5 meters. And my question is, what is our chapter here? Motion in a straight line. Motion in a single straight line. So this problem actually, is this related to our topic here? Is this motion in a single straight line? That means motion in a single straight, is this motion in a single straight line? No. It is a motion in a plane actually. But to differentiate distance and displacement, we have taken this example here. One more point I want to bring to your notice here. So what to find a displacement, what you have taken, we have used Pythagoras theorem. We have used by Pythagoras. This is Pythagoras. But actually, Pythagoras theorem, it is only applicable when we are having a right angle triangle with us. But actually, what is the original concept we have to apply here is not Pythagoras theorem, but parallelogram law vectors in this case. See, what is parallelogram law vectors? AB equal to root of AC square plus BC square plus, since you know in parallelogram law vectors R equal to root of P square plus Q square plus 2PQ cos theta. What is P here? This side. What is Q here? This one, anyone. So 2PQ into cos theta. What is theta here? Theta is angle between these two things. So AC square plus BC square plus 2AC BC cos theta. Here theta is what? Theta is 90 degrees and cos 90 is 0. So this one becomes 0 and we are left with AB equal to root of AC square plus BC square. So actually vectors is very important for us. So we should understand that Pythagoras theorem, it is a special case. So actually the original thing we have to use is parallelogram law vectors. When an angle between the two vectors is 90 degrees, then it becomes Pythagoras. So better than this, you should keep this point in mind first of all. We are going to deal with several vectors in future. So actually this is our original concept. Pythagoras theorem is a special case. It is possible only when the angle is 90 degrees here. Suppose if from A, after A to C, if the particle moves in this direction to B like this, now can you apply Pythagoras theorem in this case? No, we cannot apply Pythagoras theorem. Out of 360 different angles, only for one value we can apply Pythagoras theorem, that is 90 degrees. Other than 90 degrees we cannot apply. So we should not rely on Pythagoras theorem. So the original concept is parallelogram law vectors. Okay, and okay. So in this case, if you know the angle, we will use this one and we can find the answer. So just I want to remind you, and now itself there is no need of talking about any vectors because our chapter does not require the knowledge of vectors. Why? Because so this is not this problem is not a part of motion in a straight line actually. Just to compare distance and displacement, we have taken this problem. This does not come under motion in a straight line. This is actually motion in a plane here. Motion in a plane requires the knowledge of vectors, but here motion in a straight line does not require the knowledge of vectors because motion in a straight line means this is the straight line here. So Suppose this is point A, this is point B. A body can move in this direction and body can move in this direction. Only two directions are there. But in the case of plane, body can be having different number of directions. So while dealing with different directions, the knowledge of vectors is required here. But here there are only two directions are possible here. So if we consider one as positive, automatically the opposite direction will become negative. So no need to worry about vectors here. Yes. So let us take one more example. Yes, let us take one more example. Suppose we are considering a circle of radius r, and here a particle is moving from A to point B here in this way. A particle is starting from A and moving to B on the circumference of the circle. So in this case, what is distance? And here A and B are diametrically opposite points. See, this is the diameter. A is at one end point, B is at another end point. So A and B are diametrically opposite points. So what is the distance in this case? What is the distance? Distance is, see, let us take one more point here. See, distance equal to what? By definition, length of actual path. So what is actual path here? That equal to length of arc ACB. So it is nothing but length of arc AC. What is length of arc ACB? This is equal to half of perimeter of the circle. Half of perimeter. This is half of perimeter. It is semicircle, half of perimeter of the circle. What is perimeter of the circle? 2 pi r. So half of this one is 2 pi r is the perimeter. Half of this one is equal to pi r. So what is the distance travelled by the particle here? Pi r. Where r is the radius of the circle. And in this case, what is the displacement? What is the displacement? Displacement equal to length of AB, length of straight line AB. So because what is the definition of displacement? It is the shortest distance between initial and final points. So what is the shortest distance from initial to final point? This straight line. This straight line is nothing but diameter, that is 2r. While distance equal to pi r, displacement equal to 2r. See here. Let us take one more example here. This is example 2. Example 3. Now, since here we have taken two diametrical opposite points, it seems to be somewhat easier. Let us take 2 points which are not diametrically opposite points. Let us see what happens in this case. See, this is the center of the circle. This is the radius r. Let this be point A, let this be point B. Suppose a particle moves from point A to point B via point C like this. So in this case, what is the distance here? Distance smallest equal to what? Is the length of actual path. What is the actual path? this one. So what is its length here? Let us find it here. Okay, suppose here this angle is theta. Then what is distance? Arc length. It is nothing but arc length. So this is equal. You know arc length equal to what? Radius into theta. Arc length equal to r theta, radius into theta. So what is the distance in this case? Simply r theta. Then what about displacement? Displacement capital S equal to what? Displacement is a straight line joining from A to point B. This is a straight line joining from point A to point B. So length of AB. Length of AB. See what I am doing here. Let us draw. So this is theta. Let us drop a perpendicular from this one to this opposite side. So this is. So we got two triangles here. From center of the circle to this side, let us drop a perpendicular. Then what happens? See, let us take this point as some P here. See, AP equal to PB. See here, this angle is 90 degrees. This angle is 90 degrees. This side and this side, both of them are equal here. Okay, and this is the common side. Two sides and one angle are equal. So these triangles are similar triangles. So in this case, what about this angle and this angle? Both angles must be equal. So if this is this total angle is theta, therefore this will be theta by 2 and this will be theta by 2. Now what is AB here? AB equal to what? AB equal to AP plus PB. That equal to, can I write, is equal to 2 times of AB, because the AP equal to PB. Here AP equal to PB. Therefore I can write 2 times of AP. Now what is AP here? 2 into what is AP? See, this side is R. This is angle theta by 2. So what about this side? This is opposite side and this is adjacent side in this triangle. Okay, in this triangle AOP, since we are considering this angle, this is theta by 2. The side opposite to this angle is opposite side and the other side is adjacent side. You know this is hypotenuse. So if you know hypotenuse and this angle, you know this angle. What is this angle? This is simply opposite side is equal to hypotenuse into sin theta and adjacent side equal to hypotenuse into cos theta. So what is AP here? Hypotenuse into sin theta, that is r sin theta by 2. So this is displacement. So in this way we can easily find distance and displacements. See the examples we have considered till now, they belongs to motion in a plane actually, not in a straight line. But to differentiate distance and displacements only we have taken these examples. Now I am considering examples regarding motion in a straight line. Suppose, so this is, let us take this is origin, this is x-axis here. So let us take some values, the distances on x-axis. This is 1, 2, 3, 4 in meters. We are taking in meters. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Suppose a particle moves from A to B. Distance equal to how much? Displacement equal to how much? Tell me. What is distance here? Distance equal to length of actual path. That equal to 7 minus 2, that equal to 5 meters. Distance is equal to 5 meters. See, we can take this one as x2, final position as x2 here, from origin we are measuring the distances. So this final position when measured from the origin it is x2, and initial position it is when it is measured from this one. Let us take this one as x1 here. So what is the distance? What is distance here? Distance is equal to x2 minus x1, because the length of actual path. Length of what is length of actual path? AB. So how can you get length of this one here? From O to B, length of this one minus length of this one. Take this one from this one. From this length, if you remove this length, we will be getting this length. So what is this length? x2. What is this length? x1. So x2 minus x1, that is equal to 7 minus 2 equal to 5 meters. So distance is equal to 5 meters. Next, then what is the displacement? What is the displacement? Same, because the motion is along the straight line, displacement is the length of straight line joining initial and final points. So same here, x2 minus x1 equal to 7 minus 2 equal to 5 meters. So here distance equal to displacement. So previously I told you, when the motion is along a straight line without changing its direction, then in that case distance and displacement both of them are same. Got it? Yes. Also I told you previously, if the body does not move in a single direction and suppose it changes its direction and comes back, then in that case distance and displacement are not same. Let us check here. Suppose in problem 2, the particle moves from A to B, again from B to C, and let us take this one as point C here. In this case, what is the distance? In this case, distance equal to, distance smallest equal to how much? Distance equal to length of actual path. So what is length of actual path? What is actual path? Length of A to B. Yes, the particle has moved from A to B. So A to B is one length. Length of AB plus again from B to C. So this part of length plus BC, that equal to how much? What is the AB here? What is AB? 7. Plus what is the BC here? B to C? 2 meters. So this is equal to 9 meters. So distance is equal to 9 meters. And what about the displacement? Let us check. And what about the displacement, capital S? So what is displacement? Length of what? Initial point is A and the final point is C. So displacement is nothing but the length of a straight line joining initial point A to final point C. So the length of this line gives us displacement. But what about the distance? The length of this line plus this line. The length of these two lines gives us distance, but the length of this line from A to C only, the length of this line only gives us displacement here. So length of AC. So by definition of displacement, it is the distance of the shortest distance between initial and final points. So simply draw a straight line from initial and final points. The length of that one gives us the displacement magnitude here. So what is this? Is equal to how much? A to C, 5 minus 2 equal to 3. 5 minus 2 equal to 3 meters. See, check here. In this case, distance and distance equal to 9 meters, while displacement equal to 3 meters. Distance and displacement are not equal. Why? Because see, the particle has changed its direction. If the particle moves in a straight line in one particular direction, then only we can conclude that magnitude of displacement and distance, both of them are same. Other than in this case, if the body changes its direction, then displacement and distance, they cannot be equal. thing. Okay, this is the next example. So this one corresponds to our chapter motion in straight line. Previously I had given some examples. One is right angle, other one is two circle, particle moves on two circles. That does not represent our chapter actually. So, but to understand the difference between distance and displacement, only I have given those examples here. So this is a perfect example which corresponds to our chapter. Okay, let's meet in next class. Bye all of you.